What is going on, fellow gamers? This is Maury here with AGN, and today on the Division blog Twitter website, we have seen releases of the full set bonuses for gear sets revealed in the upcoming update 1.1 for the Incursion. And as you can see on my screen here, I actually have these pulled up, and we're just going to go through, we're going to talk a little bit about them, show them off a bit, and we can see that the first one here is Striker's Battlegear. Alright, so you see that we have set bonuses here, which is basically going to mean that you get a bonus per having so many of the set. So when you have two of the set, you get this first bonus, which is for the Striker's Battlegear, you get 20% enemy armor damage. For having 3 items in the set, you get 100% critical hit damage, and for having all 4 items in the set, you get a talent that unlocks called Shooter. So Shooter is every consecutive hit deals 1% more damage, stacks up to 100%. Missing shots drop bonus by 2%, bonus is increased by 1% every second. So that's something that could be pretty useful. That 100% critical hit damage is going to be sick, especially combined with Pulse. If that stacks, it's going to be insane because, as some of you might have seen from my previous video discussing my build, I already have nearly 100% critical hit damage on just my Pulse, not to mention an additional 160% critical hit damage from my weapon, and adding an additional 100% critical hit bonus damage would be just insane. So moving on, we see that set bonus 2 is going to be scavenging for the Path of the Nomad. So the Path of the Nomad is apparently going to be like some type of healer build, support build, stuff like that. Mostly healer build, I would say. So for having 2 items in the set, you get 50% increase to scavenging. For 3 sets of the gear, you get 20% health on kill, which is a significant portion, more so than any high ends that I've seen thus far. And then for having all 4 pieces of the gear, you get the talent Nomad. When receiving fatal damage, you are instead healed to full health, can occur once every 10 minutes. So that perk is a little bit more intangible, unpredictable, and I would say hard to actually base any real type of strategy on. I can see it being useful, obviously, just suddenly being close to death and just having a full health bar would be nice, but I don't think that it's anything that you can take the bank on, that you can really make a strategic build around. But either way, it's nice, and I could see it being useful in some situations. The health on kill is probably the biggest thing for it, and in PvE that could be quite significant, 20% health on kill. Moving on, the next one that we have is Tactician's Authority. So the set bonus for having 2 items in the gear set is going to be a straight increase to 4,000% skill power. So it's going to boost up your skill power 4,000 points. That's decent. That's significant. The set bonus for having 3 items of the gear is going to be 20% skill haze. So you'll get 4,000 skill power increase and 20% skill haze for all of your skills. The set bonus that you get for having all 4 items of the gear is going to be Tactician's Authority, and every 60k damage your group deals adds 1% skill power to you for a max of 100% bonus. Bonus is reduced by 1% every second the group isn't dealing damage. This number is not a lot. When you think about it, 60k damage is basically a shot in PvE. In PvP, obviously, there's a damage scaling reduction, but in PvE, 60k damage is not a lot. It's basically less than a bullet. So as long as your teammates are firing and hitting 1 bullet a second, which is it's probable. It's in fact, it would be less probable if your teammates weren't hitting 1 bullet a second during any type of heated battle. But anyways, as long as they do that, you can get a 100% skill bonus. So not only are you going to have 20% skill haste, you're going to have 100% skill power for it. So if you're using sticky bomb, if you're using healing, if you're using anything that requires some type of quantitative value, this is going to be awesome as well too. And I really think that it's going to be playing a huge role inside of electronic builds. Moving on, the next one is Sentry's Call, which is essentially a sniper set or a long-range DMR set. So here for the bonus for having 2 items, it's going to be a 30% headshot damage increase, which is nice. 30% headshot damage increase is nice, stacked on top of whatever it is that your weapon has with its mods, and whatever you're going to be getting from Pulse critical hit from anyone else in your team or you using that yourself. That's going to be deadly. You're going to get at 3 a straight 20% damage to elite, so that you can just sit back there and take pot shots at them elites, get that 30% headshot damage and the additional 20% damage to elites on top of that as well. Aside from that, the last set bonus that we see here is going to be the talent Stalker. So Stalker headshots mark the enemy, increasing the damage inflicted on the target by 15% for a duration of 10 seconds each. A target can receive up to 3 marks. Now, I'm not sure if those 3 marks stack, but I'm guessing they do by the way that they word it. So that looks like it can mean that you can actually inflict 45% increased damage on the target after you hit them. So, and then I think that just applies for a single target. So one single target can receive up to 3 marks. So if you shoot a target 3 times, that's going to increase the inflicted damage for 15% for a duration of 10 seconds for each mark that you give. And so basically it'll help you if you're staying back and calling out elites, calling out name bosses for your teammates. You can just tag them 3 times and say, hey, you guys all got a buff, go ahead and take that dude down. And it can be very useful, I can see that. That with the 30% headshot damage and the 20% damage to elites is all going to make for a rather nice sniper build, long-range DMR build, if that's what you're into. Well, guys, I just want to make this quick video, show you guys all of the gear sets that have been launched today, getting you guys all ready for that hype come the 12th. We are going to be live streaming this event when it comes out. The entire incursion, we're going to be streaming it. We have 2 PC CD codes that we're going to be giving out during the live stream, as well as some other cool stuff. So be sure to follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/analytical gaming network. As usual, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down and let me know where I went wrong in the comments below. It really helps all of your support. If you like what we're doing, sub to the channel. It's a great boon for me, guys, and I really appreciate it. We've almost reached 600 subs here, and I don't want to rail on too long about that, but for our first month, that's awesome, and I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I'm going to leave you all alone right now, so for now, I'm going to get off the mic. This is Maury from AGN, turning off and going rogue.